Your time, energy, and attention are the most valuable things you will ever own. Yet, most people give them away to the wrong people every single day. Imagine building your life like a fortress, where only the right people get in, people who challenge you, elevate you, and actually deserve your presence. Because here's the truth, not everyone deserves access to you. And until you protect your energy, you'll keep giving your power away and wonder why your results never match your effort. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to take control and why this one mindset separates winners from the rest. Your time is the most valuable resource you have, more valuable than money, more valuable than connections, more valuable than temporary comfort. Every moment you spend on someone who doesn't deserve your presence is a moment stolen from your own growth. People will try to take your energy casually, thinking it's infinite, but it isn't. You are not a convenience for anyone's life. You are a priority in your own. Recognizing this early is what separates those who succeed from those who are always exhausted and disappointed. You cannot afford to give access to everyone who asks. Your energy is not cheap. It is the engine that drives your results. If you scatter it across every interaction, nothing will have enough fuel to succeed. Protect your focus as if your life depends on it, because it does. The people you let in define the level of your output and your impact. When you start valuing your presence, everything changes. You no longer feel guilty for saying no. You no longer settle for distractions disguised as opportunities. Every conversation, every meeting, every interaction becomes an investment decision. Ask yourself, will this move me forward or pull me backward? People who drain your energy often come disguised as friends, mentors, or colleagues. They may be charming, persuasive, or even sincere. But if they consume more than they contribute, they are costing you your life's momentum. Growth requires space, and space requires careful curation. You cannot grow surrounded by people who live in mediocrity. Elevate yourself by elevating your circle, and that starts with saying no to the wrong ones. Protecting your energy is not selfish, it is strategic, and it is essential. Too many people confuse kindness with availability. Being kind does not mean being accessible to everyone at all times. You can respect someone without giving them unlimited access to your life. Saying yes out of guilt or obligation is a fast track to resentment and burnout. When you constantly serve everyone's needs without consideration, you fail to serve your own. High performers do not operate this way. They recognize that energy is finite, and their output is directly proportional to how carefully they manage it. Every distraction avoided is a step toward the life you want to build. When you value your presence, people start valuing it too. They start understanding that your time is not free and your attention is a privilege, not a right. This mindset alone will filter out the wrong people naturally. Energy is contagious, and proximity matters more than most people realize. Spending time with people who are unfocused, negative, or draining will infiltrate your mindset, even if you resist consciously. You are the sum of your interactions, and if those interactions are consuming rather than contributing, your growth suffers silently but profoundly. On the other hand, being around focused, motivated, and supportive people will amplify your energy and accelerate your progress. Recognizing who deserves access is not a matter of arrogance. It is a survival mechanism for your ambition. Every time you allow someone into your life, you are essentially making a vote on what is acceptable in your mental space. If you are not selective, you are voting for distraction, mediocrity, and stagnation. Protecting your presence is a proactive decision, not a reactive one. It is about building a life that is intentionally fueled, not accidentally drained. Boundaries are the armor that protects your most valuable asset, yourself. Without boundaries, you are a doormat, giving away your presence to anyone who asks for it. Boundaries teach people how to treat you, and they are non-negotiable if you want results. High achievers understand that their time, energy, and focus are scarce commodities, and they guard them fiercely. Every moment you spend saying yes to the wrong person is a moment you cannot get back. Once time is gone, it is gone forever. The people you allow in should lift you, challenge you, and respect you. If they don't, they are attacks on your life, silently eroding your potential. Protecting your presence is about survival, not ego. It is about creating a life where your energy is reserved for the things that truly matter. Clarity about who deserves access requires self-awareness. You must know your goals, your priorities, and your non-negotiables. Without this clarity, you will constantly be at the mercy of other people's agendas. Life will pull you in directions you don't want to go if you are not intentional. When you are clear about your purpose, it becomes easier to recognize people who align with it and those who don't. Every interaction should either contribute to your goals, expand your perspective, or provide meaningful connection. If it doesn't, it is a distraction. Protecting your presence is not about isolation. It is about selective exposure. It is about curating a life that serves your ambition, not everyone else's whims. Self-awareness is the filter that keeps your life from being polluted by energy vampires disguised as opportunities. Your presence is power, and power is rare. Most people treat it as though it is common, giving it away casually, diluting its impact. But if you understand that your attention is a form of influence, you will start guarding it like the asset it is. Every interaction you engage in has consequences on your mental state, your focus, and your output. Giving your energy to people who don't deserve it is a choice to limit your potential. Every high performer you admire has understood this principle intuitively or through hard-earned experience. They know that access is selective, and that selectivity is what fuels progress. Protecting your presence multiplies your effectiveness. It ensures that your energy is reserved for the people, projects, and ideas that deserve it. Saying no is one of the hardest but most liberating decisions you will ever make. No is not rejection. No is self-respect. Every no protects your energy from being wasted on people who cannot appreciate or contribute to it. People who are truly aligned with your values and goals will respect your no. Those who don't are a sign that you are doing the right thing. Your energy is your responsibility and no one else's. You cannot outsource focus, clarity, or momentum. These are personal assets that require protection. Every time you say no to something that drains you, you are saying yes to something that grows you. Every no is a strategic choice to prioritize your own life over someone else's agenda. Learn to embrace it, because it will define your results. Your presence is a reflection of your self-worth. If you allow anyone to take it for granted, you are signaling that you are easily replaceable. People respond to the energy you give. If it is scarce and guarded, it becomes valuable. If it is abundant and unrestricted, it becomes invisible. Recognizing your worth is about understanding that your time and energy are limited and precious. Protecting it is not a punishment for others, it is a reward for yourself. Every high performer you see in the world has mastered the art of valuing their presence. They understand that energy given is influence exerted. Guarding it is essential for impact. Without this awareness, you risk giving your life away without even realizing it. Focus is the byproduct of protection. When you limit access to only the people and opportunities that matter, you create space for deep work, growth, and strategic thinking. Distractions vanish when your attention is intentional. The more selective you are, the more powerful your presence becomes. Energy is not a renewable resource, it is finite. How you spend it determines the trajectory of your life. Allowing everyone access dilutes your results and clouds your purpose. Your presence is your leverage, your competitive advantage, and your vehicle for success. Protect it as if your life depends on it, because it does. Guard it with precision, and your growth will accelerate beyond what you imagined. Every choice you make about who you let in shapes your identity. The people you spend time with, the conversations you entertain, and the commitments you honor define your environment and mindset. Protecting your presence is a statement of intentionality. It is a signal to the world that you will not settle for distraction, energy drains, or mediocrity. When you start living this way, you attract the right people effortlessly. They respect your boundaries, value your time, and elevate your life. Your presence is a tool, and like any tool, it must be wielded with precision. Wasting it on those who do not deserve it is the fastest path to stagnation. Guard it fiercely. because your energy is the engine of everything you want to achieve. Boundaries are not optional. They are the invisible walls that protect your energy, your focus, and your future. Without them, you are at the mercy of anyone who wants a piece of you. Every time you say yes to someone who drains you, you take a piece of yourself away. High achievers understand that their energy is finite, and it is the single most valuable asset they have. Saying no is not about being mean or cold. It is about being intentional. It is about creating a space where you can thrive without interference. If you are constantly accessible, you are constantly distracted. People will demand your time, your advice, and your attention, assuming it is yours to give freely. Protecting your boundaries is a statement of self-respect. It is not optional for anyone serious about results. Many people fear saying no because they fear rejection or conflict. They worry about being perceived as arrogant, selfish, or uncaring. But the truth is, boundaries are not about other people's opinions. They are about your survival. When you fail to enforce limits, you invite chaos into your life. You allow energy vampires to siphon your focus and leave you depleted. Every high performer has learned to embrace the power of no. They understand that saying no to the wrong people is saying yes to the right opportunities. It is not a denial, it is a filter. Boundaries separate distraction from purpose, mediocrity from excellence. They are the framework that holds your life together when everything else is uncertain. Every interaction you engage in has a cost. Time, energy, and mental bandwidth are not limitless. When you are constantly available, you spend these resources on people who do not deserve them. High performers treat their attention like currency. They do not spend it frivolously, and they certainly do not lend it to those who cannot appreciate it. Saying no becomes a strategic tool to allocate resources effectively. Boundaries create leverage. They allow you to focus on high-value relationships, projects, and actions. People who respect your limits will rise in value in your life. People who ignore them reveal their true place outside your inner circle. Recognizing this distinction is the difference between chaos and control. It is common to confuse being nice with being available. Being generous with your time is admirable, but indiscriminate generosity is destructive. High performers understand that energy given to the wrong people is energy stolen from themselves. Boundaries ensure that your attention is reserved for what matters most. They prevent burnout and mental fatigue. People who understand your boundaries will respect them, and those who don't will naturally distance themselves. This is not rejection. This is alignment. Every yes should be intentional. Every no should reinforce your value. Boundaries create the environment necessary for focus, growth, and achievement. Boundaries are also a measure of self-awareness. You cannot protect what you do not understand. High achievers know their goals, their priorities, and their non-negotiables. Without clarity, boundaries are arbitrary, inconsistent, and ineffective. Being selective requires knowing exactly what and who deserves your energy. When you understand the cost of your presence, it becomes easy to say no to distractions. Every interaction should be evaluated through this lens. Does it serve my goals, my growth, or my peace? If the answer is no, boundaries demand a refusal. This level of discernment is what separates those who succeed from those who are constantly exhausted. Boundaries are the filter through which high-value lives are built. Fear often drives people to compromise their boundaries. They fear missing out, losing opportunities, or disappointing others. But compromise comes at a steep price. Every time you bend your limits, you erode your energy and weaken your focus. The cost of compliance often outweighs the perceived benefit. High performers know this intuitively or learn it through hard experience. They embrace the discomfort of saying no because it protects them from much larger losses. Boundaries are the hedge against wasted energy and lost potential. They are not optional luxuries. They are survival mechanisms. Every no, every limit, every line drawn is a step toward sustained success and freedom. Boundaries also dictate the quality of your relationships. When you enforce limits, you naturally attract people who respect you, challenge you, and elevate your life. People who cannot operate within your boundaries reveal their true intentions. These are the individuals who drain energy, demand attention, or distract from your focus. High achievers understand that the right relationships are scarce and the wrong relationships are expensive. Protecting your energy is about curating the people who deserve your attention. It is about creating an inner circle that amplifies rather than diminishes your power. Every boundary is a filter that determines the quality of influence in your life. Consistency is critical when it comes to boundaries. Inconsistency signals weakness and invites repeated violations. High performers know that boundaries only work when they are enforced without exception. Every compromise diminishes their value and erodes their control. Saying yes when you should say no teaches people that your time and energy are negotiable. Boundaries demand discipline, courage, and self-respect. They are not a one-time statement. They are a lifestyle. Enforcing them consistently transforms your energy into a protected asset. It allows you to operate at peak performance without constant intrusion. Discipline in boundaries is discipline in life. Boundaries are also a reflection of your self-worth. When you refuse to be available to people who drain you, you are valuing yourself. When you protect your focus, you are sending a message that your goals matter more than pleasing everyone else. High performers understand this deeply. They do not wait for others to respect them. They enforce respect through action. Boundaries are the practical manifestation of self-respect and personal authority. Every decision about access reinforces this principle. Energy is a tool, presence is leverage, and boundaries are the protective casing. Without them, both can be wasted or exploited. With them, both can be optimized for massive impact. Finally, boundaries are essential for growth. Without them, your time is scattered, your focus is diluted, and your potential is compromised. High achievers use boundaries to create a structure where deep work, learning, and strategic action thrive. Every moment saved from unnecessary interaction can be invested in personal growth, skill development, or meaningful connections. Boundaries are not just about keeping negativity out. They are about keeping your life aligned with your vision. Saying no strategically ensures that you are always moving toward what matters most. Your energy, focus, and attention become your allies, not liabilities. Boundaries are the invisible scaffolding that allows your potential to rise without interference. Your circle determines the trajectory of your life more than almost anything else. The people you surround yourself with influence your mindset, your habits, and your results. If you spend your time with individuals who are mediocre, negative, or complacent, their energy will seep into your life. Your ambition, focus, and drive will be drained silently over time. On the other hand, being around people who are motivated, disciplined, and hyper-forming elevates you. Every interaction either fuels growth or depletes it. High achievers understand this principle intuitively and build their circles intentionally. Selective relationships are not optional, they are strategic. Your inner circle is the ecosystem where your success is either nurtured or sabotaged. Choosing wisely is the fastest path to exponential growth. Energy is contagious, and proximity matters more than talent. You can be the most capable individual in the room, but if you are surrounded by low energy, distracted people, your results will suffer. High performers know that influence works both ways. Being around the wrong people is like walking in quicks, and while trying to sprint, your focus is compromised, your priorities are blurred, and your drive diminishes. On the contrary, being around ambitious, aligned, and supportive individuals multiplies your output. Selectivity in relationships is not arrogance, it is survival. Every conversation, every commitment, every connection should either elevate you or challenge you constructively. Surrounding yourself with the right energy is a non-negotiable component of success. It accelerates your growth faster than effort alone. High performers are extremely discerning about who they let into their inner circle. They ask themselves, does this person challenge me? Do they elevate me? Do they inspire me? If the answer is no, the individual does not belong in the inner circle. Your influence is a finite resource, and investing it in the wrong people is a costly mistake. People who are negative, insecure, or consistently distracted drain more than they contribute. They dilute your focus and disrupt your momentum. Being selective is not elitist. It is a strategic necessity. Relationships are investments, not hobbies. The wrong investment can drain capital, while the right one multiplies it. Learning to differentiate is one of the most critical skills in personal and professional growth. Your time and attention are scarce, and how you allocate them determines the quality of your life. Every interaction consumes energy, whether mentally, emotionally, or physically. People who do not respect your time are essentially taxing your life without consent. High achievers are ruthless in protecting their attention. They recognize that energy given to the wrong people is energy stolen from themselves. This is not selfishness, it is efficiency. Selectivity ensures that every relationship contributes to your growth, perspective, or emotional well-being. Surrounding yourself with people who are aligned amplifies your effectiveness. Your network is the compound interest of success. The right relationships accelerate results, while the wrong ones slow progress. It is easy to get caught in the trap of familiarity or comfort. Many people maintain relationships out of obligation, nostalgia, or guilt, but familiarity does not equal value. High performers make difficult decisions about who deserves their energy. They understand that maintaining relationships that no longer serve your goals is counterproductive. The wrong people can subtly sabotage your focus, distract you from your priorities, and limit your growth. Strategic selectivity is about creating a circle that is aligned with your vision. Every relationship should serve a purpose, challenge, support, or inspiration. Anything less is wasted energy. Curating your circle is not optional. It is essential for sustained success. People who drain you often do so unintentionally. They may be negative, insecure, or unaware of the impact they have on your energy. But impact is what matters, not intent. High performers measure relationships by their outcomes, not by intentions. If someone consistently leaves you drained, distracted, or frustrated, they do not belong in your inner circle. Surrounding yourself with high energy, you individuals requires difficult conversations, decisive actions, and sometimes letting go of long-term relationships. The reward is exponential. Focus, clarity, and momentum are restored. Selective relationships create an ecosystem where ambition thrives. Energy is your most important currency, and proximity dictates how it is spent. Protecting it ensures growth and influence. Mentorship and alignment are critical in your circle. High achievers seek out relationships that challenge them to grow and expand their perspective. Being surrounded by people who think bigger, act bolder, and hold themselves accountable sets a standard for excellence. Mediocre circles breed complacency and limit what you believe is possible. High-value relationships force you to operate at a higher level consistently. They inspire action, foster accountability, and cultivate resilience. The right people will push you when you resist, guide you when you stray, and celebrate your growth authentically. Influence compounds over time, and selective alignment ensures that every interaction adds value. Relationships are not casual, they are strategic catalysts. Boundaries within your circle are just as important as the selection process. It is not enough to surround yourself with the right people. You must also define the rules of engagement. High performers establish expectations for communication, mutual respect, and energy exchange. People who violate these boundaries demonstrate their true place in your life. Being selective also means enforcing accountability. A strong inner circle supports you, challenges you, and respects your energy. It does not drain you emotionally, mentally, or strategically. Boundaries within relationships maximize the value of your interactions. They ensure that proximity equals elevation. Energy and focus are preserved when expectations are clear and non-negotiable. The quality of your network dictates the ceiling of your potential. Access to high performers, mentors, and ambitious peers opens doors that effort alone cannot unlock. Conversely, being surrounded by distracted or negative individuals sets a hidden limit on what you can achieve. High performers recognize that their inner circle is a leverage point for success. Every connection should elevate, challenge, or expand perspective. If it doesn't, it is a distraction disguised as a relationship. Strategic selectivity is proactive, not reactive. It requires courage, foresight, and consistent evaluation. Curating your circle is one of the most effective ways to accelerate results while minimizing wasted energy. Relationships are reciprocal ecosystems, and selectivity ensures mutual benefit. Being selective does not mean being isolated. It means creating a network of influence where energy is exchanged purposefully. People in your inner circle should elevate, inspire, and challenge you consistently. High performers measure relationships by their impact, not by comfort or history. Toxic or draining connections are quietly removed to protect focus and momentum. Strategic curation creates space for growth, innovation, and high-level collaboration. Every decision about who you allow close shapes the trajectory of your life. Proximity equals influence, and influence equals results. Protecting your inner circle is protecting your potential. Every choice about who deserves access to your life compounds over time. Small decisions about who you interact with, who you listen to, and who you trust add up to either massive growth or subtle stagnation. High achievers understand that relationships are not neutral. They have the power to accelerate or decelerate results. Selective relationships ensure that every interaction contributes to clarity, focus, or performance. Being deliberate about your circle is one of the fastest ways to multiply impact. Energy is not infinite, and proximity dictates how it flows. Surround yourself with people who are aligned with your ambition, and distance yourself from those who aren't. Your inner circle is your ecosystem. Protect it, curate it, and watch it amplify every aspect of your life. You are the gatekeeper of your life, and every decision about who you allow in determines the trajectory of your future. Your time, energy, and attention are finite resources, and they deserve careful curation. Every interaction has a cost, whether you recognize it or not. People who do not align with your goals or values drain your focus and slow your progress. High achievers understand that access is a privilege, not a right. Being selective is not about arrogance. It is about protecting what matters most. Saying no to the wrong people is a yes to your potential. Every boundary you enforce preserves your energy for growth and success. You cannot let everyone in because not everyone deserves the life you are building. Protecting access is the first step to mastering your destiny. Your energy is your power, and who you allow into your life determines how that power is used. People who respect your boundaries amplify your influence and productivity. Those who do not create friction, distraction, and unnecessary emotional labor. High performers do not waste energy on people who cannot contribute to their mission. Being a gatekeeper means evaluating relationships constantly. Every yes should be intentional. Every no should be strategic. Influence is not given freely. It is earned through respect and alignment. You control access to your presence, and this control directly impacts your results. The right people will enhance your life, and the wrong people will detract from it. Your energy is a tool. Use it wisely, and it will multiply your impact. Boundaries are the most visible form of personal authority. When you enforce limits consistently, people understand that your time and attention are valuable. High achievers know that boundaries are not negotiable. They protect focus, amplify energy, and create space for growth. Saying no does not make you unkind, it makes you strategic. People who do not respect boundaries are signaling their place outside your inner circle. Protecting access is not selfish, it is essential for results. Your life cannot be built on other people's whims or demands. Every decision about who gets in reflects your priorities and your values. Guarding your time ensures that every interaction contributes to your goals and ambitions. Being selective also shapes the quality of your inner circle. The people closest to you directly influence your mindset, habits, and decisions. High performers surround themselves with those who inspire, challenge, and elevate them consistently. Toxic or negative individuals dilute focus and undermine momentum. Every interaction either adds value or subtracts it, and selective access ensures that value dominates. Your inner circle should be an ecosystem of growth, accountability, and mutual respect. Influence compounds over time, and proximity dictates how it flows. By curating access carefully, you create an environment where your potential can flourish. The right circle accelerates success, and the wrong circle limits it. Protecting access is the strategy that separates ambition from distraction. Clarity about who deserves access requires self-awareness and purpose. You must know your goals, priorities, and non-negotiables. Without clarity, decisions about access become arbitrary and inconsistent. High achievers use self-awareness to identify relationships that serve their mission. Every person who interacts with you should contribute positively to your growth or perspective. If someone consistently distracts or drains you, they do not deserve access. Selectivity is not about isolation. It is about alignment. When energy is protected, focus intensifies and momentum builds. Your life becomes a reflection of intentional choices, not random interactions. Guarding access is the practical application of self-respect and purpose-driven living. Fear often prevents people from enforcing boundaries and controlling access. They worry about rejection, confrontation, or social consequences. But compromise comes at a steep cost. Every time you allow someone in who does not belong, you sacrifice focus, energy, and results. High performers embrace discomfort to protect what matters most. Saying no to the wrong people creates space for the right opportunities. Boundaries and selective access are tools for long-term success, not short-term approval. Every decision to protect your energy reinforces your autonomy. Control over access is control over outcomes. When you prioritize yourself strategically, you position your life for maximum growth and fulfillment. Selective access also fosters accountability. When people know that your presence is not guaranteed, they respect it. Relationships become reciprocal, focused on mutual growth and aligned with shared values. High performers do not tolerate constant demands or one-sided energy drains. Being a gatekeeper ensures that every interaction is intentional, productive, and value-driven. People who respect your access boundaries elevate the quality of your life naturally. Those who ignore them reveal their true place outside your inner circle. Influence flows to those who respect limits, and impact is amplified by selective proximity. Every yes should be strategic, and every no should reinforce your priorities. Controlling access ensures that your life operates efficiently and powerfully. Energy management is at the core of selective access. Your presence is a resource that fuels results, influence, and productivity. Mismanaging it by allowing unworthy people in is a self-imposed limitation. High performers treat their energy as currency, spending it only on people, projects, and opportunities that deliver value. Being selective protects your focus, enhances decision-making, and preserves momentum. Every interaction is evaluated through the lens of contribution, alignment, and growth potential. Relationships that drain or distract have no place in your life. Protecting access ensures that energy flows to where it matters most. Strategic management of your presence creates a life of high impact and intentional growth. Access is power, and power must be guarded diligently. The consequences of unguarded access are subtle but profound. Energy leaks, distraction, and slowed momentum compound over time. High performers understand that who they allow in shapes their trajectory. Strategic selectivity transforms every interaction into a growth opportunity. Boundaries ensure that energy, focus, and attention are aligned with purpose. Protecting access is about creating space for meaningful contributions and high-level impact. Every no to the wrong person is a yes to your vision. Every limit enforced strengthens clarity and amplifies results. When you control access, you control influence, outcomes, and success. Being deliberate about who enters your life is the cornerstone of strategic living. Ultimately, controlling access is about empowerment. You are the architect of your life, and selective boundaries ensure that your design is intentional. High achievers recognize that energy, focus, and attention are non-renewable resources. Choosing who gets in preserves these resources for growth, achievement, and fulfillment. Access is not entitlement. It is privilege earned through respect and alignment. People who contribute to your mission belong. Those who do not are outside your sphere. Every decision about access communicates your priorities and values clearly. Strategic selectivity transforms relationships, amplifies results, and protects your life from unnecessary drains. Guarding access is not optional, it is essential. Master your boundaries, protect your energy, and watch your life transform exponentially.